Welcome to the Daily Gospel of John. I'm glad you're watching. I'm going to take a look at verse 6 and 7 in John 7 today. Jesus has been challenged by his brothers to go on up to Jerusalem where the Feast of the Tabernacles is going to take place. Jesus, however, knows that there are Jewish leaders there who are waiting to kill him. So he's not really ready to go as of yet. Verse 6, Therefore Jesus told them, The right time for me is not yet come. For you any time is right. The world cannot hate you, but it hates me, because I testify that what it does is evil. The world, the cosmos, is the Greek word there in the New Testament. The world system, the political power structure that is, hated Jesus. Why? Because Jesus testified that what it was doing was all wrong and twisted and upside down. A system that runs on greed and power lust, and sexual lust, and control, and violence. Jesus was speaking out against all of that. Ultimately, there is spiritual evil behind this world system. As we saw the other day in 1 John 5, it says the whole world lies in the hands of the evil one. Again, that word cosmos, the world system of political and power structures, is bent toward evil. We see in Matthew chapter 4, verse 4, where Jesus is being tempted by Satan. Actually, 4 verse 8, I believe. And it says, Again, the devil took him up to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their splendor. All this I will give you, he said, if you will bow down and worship me. You know, at that moment, Jesus didn't argue with Lucifer as to who rightfully had control of those kingdoms. Lucifer did, and he offered that power to Jesus. Of course, Jesus didn't want to be king of this earth as it is in its present state, so he didn't accept the offer, thankfully. But Satan had it in his power to give, as one evil behind the corruption that is the world's political system even today. So what are the kind of things that Jesus exposes? Remember in John 3, he said, This is the verdict. Men love darkness rather than light because their deeds were evil. And they will not come into the light for fear that their deeds will be exposed. So those who don't want to be exposed have two potential responses to the light of exposure. One is they want to put out the light, i.e. kill the source of the light, or they want to get away from it and hide their evil deeds. And we still see that today all around us. Well, what are some of the evil deeds that Jesus was speaking out against? It talks about it in Romans 1. It says how things will get in the world. Furthermore, since they did not think it worthwhile to retain the knowledge of God, he gave them over to a depraved mind to do what ought not to be done. They become filled with every kind of wickedness, evil, greed, and depravity. They are full of envy, murder, strife, deceit, and malice. They are gossips, slanderers, God-haters, insolent, arrogant, and boastful. They invent ways of doing evil. They disobey their parents. They are senseless, faithless, heartless, ruthless. Although they know God's righteous decree that those who do such things deserve death, they not only continue to do these very things, but also approve of those who practice them. We see also in 2 Timothy 3 how wicked the world will become towards the end days. But mark this, there will be terrible times in the last days. People will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, without love, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not lovers of good, treacherous, rash, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having a form of godliness but denying its power. Have nothing to do with them. They are the kind who worm their way into homes and gain control over weak-willed women who are loaded down with sins and swayed by all kinds of evil desires, ever learning but never able to acknowledge the truth. Did this world have some good reason to hate Jesus? Yes, he came as a light to expose the darkness and the games they were playing. And they thought they could silence him by nailing him on the cross. Well, they didn't. The message is still spreading. And that's what I'm doing today. Just spreading the light of God's truth. And I pray that you won't be one that runs from the light. Run to it. Because even though we're exposed and our game is exposed and our brokenness is laid bare, we're laid bare before one who's a lover. And he demonstrated that. So God bless. Thanks for watching.